What if your bad luck, sudden illness, or endless streak of emotional chaos wasn't just coincidence, but a force set in motion long ago, seen or unseen, clinging to your energy like a shadow? Across cultures and centuries, stories of curses persist, spoken and unspoken words meant to wound, to bind, to sabotage. From the hexes of ancient sorcerers to the silent envy of a so-called friend, the idea that one soul can project harm onto another has echoed through every spiritual tradition. But what's even more mysterious is this: what actually happens when that curse is broken? Does the energy vanish? Return to sender? Dissolve like smoke in wind, or linger, echoing through the subtle body until finally transmuted? This is not just superstition or folklore. The mystics knew that intention is a weapon, and consciousness is the battlefield. A curse isn't just a spell, it's a frequency, a vibrational disturbance introduced into the field of another being. And when it's dismantled, whether through ritual, prayer, or awakening, the shift can be dramatic. In this video, we're going to uncover the hidden mechanics behind curses and, more importantly, the liberation that occurs when they're broken. We'll travel through ancient traditions that understood these forces intimately, from Egyptian protective incantations to Kabbalistic reversal prayers, from indigenous rituals of soul retrieval to hermetic laws of cause and effect. We'll explore how negative energy moves through the spiritual and energetic body, how it takes root, and what's required to uproot it. And then, we'll look at the moment of release, what truly occurs in your field, your mind, and your destiny when the bond of a curse is cut. Whether you suspect you've been affected by negative energy or simply wish to understand the sacred science of spiritual protection, this video may offer more than knowledge. It may offer a path to freedom. Long before the rise of modern science, ancient civilizations understood that reality was not only physical, it was energetic, symbolic, and deeply interconnected. In this unseen realm, curses were not dismissed as superstition. They were taken seriously, feared, studied, and countered with equally powerful forms of protection and purification. In ancient Egypt, curses were woven into the sacred texts and tombs of pharaohs. The famous tomb of Tutankhamun, for example, was rumored to be guarded by a curse that unleashed death upon those who disturbed it. But beyond legend, Egyptian priests developed intricate rituals of spiritual defense, using sacred words, amulets, and divine names to neutralize malevolent forces. They believed in the principle of hexamagical utterance, which could both curse and cure, depending on its intent. In Babylon and Sumer, clay tablets were inscribed with curses that invoked deities to punish wrongdoers. But right beside them existed tablets of reversal prayers and incantations to undo the hexes cast by others. These weren't seen as opposite beliefs, but part of the same cosmic balance. The idea that every force carries a counterforce, and that alignment with divine law could dissolve harmful energy. Kabbalistic mysticism teaches that thought, speech, and action ripple through the tree of life. In this view, a curse is not just a word, it's a distortion in the divine pattern, often caused by imbalance, jealousy, ein hara or evil eye, or willful malice. To undo such a force requires not just protection, but realignment, returning the soul to harmony with the higher Sephiro, or divine attributes. In indigenous traditions, curses often show up as energy imbalances, sometimes carried through the bloodline. Tribal shamans and medicine people perform soul retrieval ceremonies to reclaim lost fragments and cut energetic cords from toxic ancestral patterns. These rites are not just metaphysical, they are deeply emotional, psychological, and symbolic. Breaking a curse here means healing the root, not just the surface. In Tibetan Buddhism, curses are understood as karmic entanglements. Harmful energy sent with intent creates karmic debt both for the sender and the receiver. Advanced practitioners use mantra, visualization, and purification practices to dissolve the imprint of these energies, not to retaliate but to cleanse the field and restore balance. Even in Western esotericism, particularly the Hermetic and Rosicrucian orders, it is taught that all magic, benevolent or malevolent, follows universal laws. One of these is the law of cause and effect. If someone has been cursed, knowingly or not, the effects can often be traced through energetic resonance, and once identified, they can be transmuted through knowledge, ritual, and conscious intent. Throughout all these traditions, a few truths remain constant. Curses are real, not because they are inherently powerful, but because energy follows belief, intention, and emotion. Breaking a curse is not about revenge, it's about release. It's about restoring the flow of life force, dissolving fear, and returning the soul to its natural state. And finally, those who protect themselves not with paranoia, but with presence, clarity, and spiritual strength become naturally immune to lower vibrations. In the next section, we'll break down what a curse actually is on an energetic level. What does it latch onto? How does it affect your aura, your life path, your state of mind? And when it's finally removed, what happens next? So what exactly is a curse not in folklore, but in energetic reality? A curse is a concentrated projection of intent, often infused with emotional, archetypically fear, anger, jealousy, or malice. It may be spoken aloud, performed through ritual, or even silently willed. But what gives it power is not the form, it is the frequency behind it, the vibrational imprint. Imagine energy as a flowing river. A curse is like a toxic dye dropped into the current. It doesn't replace the water, it stains it, changes its color, redirects its flow, and unless something intervenes, the river carries that disturbance throughout the energetic system, the aura, the chakras, the emotional body, even the physical realm. Now, not all curses are cast by conscious sorcerers or dark magicians. Some are unknowingly projected through gossip, envy, or ill will. Others are inherited, passed down through ancestral lines like energetic scars. And some are self-imposed. Negative affirmations, shameful beliefs, internalized blame. In this way, the mechanics of cursing are not mystical. They are painfully human. Energetically, a curse often creates a knot or block in the energy field. It may manifest as persistent fatigue or illness with no medical cause, sudden streaks of misfortune in key areas of life, emotional weight that feels foreign or unshakable, recurring negative thoughts or inner voices that seem intrusive, unexplainable resistance to progress or healing. It's important to understand, a curse doesn't control you, but it distorts your field. It influences the subtle pathways through which energy, intuition, and destiny move. Like static on a radio signal, it interferes with clarity and drains vitality. Now, when a curse is broken, whether through ritual, realization, prayer, or healing, the energy field begins to rewire itself. First, there's a release. It may come as a sudden burst of tears, a wave of anger, or even spontaneous laughter. The curse, being vibrational in nature, begins to dislodge from the emotional body, often surfacing as the very feeling that birthed it. Next, the aura begins to reorganize. The places where energy was leaking or blocked start to glow again. It's like removing a dam from a river. The flow returns, but sometimes with intensity. This is why post-curse healing often involves a period of detoxification, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Then comes the most mysterious phase, realignment. As the interference dissolves, the soul can begin to realign with its original frequency's true path. Forgotten desires resurface, synchronicities appear, relationships shift. The external world begins to reflect an inner clearing. What was once stuck begins to move again. But here's the deeper truth. Breaking a curse isn't just about removing something foreign. It's about reclaiming sovereignty, power to choose what energies you carry and which ones you return to the void. In the next part, we'll go deeper into this process. We'll explore what happens spiritually, karmically, and psychologically when a curse is unraveled, and why, in some cases, the breaking of a curse can catalyze a profound awakening. Breaking curses reveals hidden truths. Like fog lifting from a mountaintop, you begin to see what was always there, obscured but never lost. Your clarity, your vitality, your connection to the divine. Let's go deeper into what happens at different levels of your being when a curse is released. 1. The energetic body reboots. Your energy field, your aura, and intelligence system. When a curse is active, parts of this system can go into hyper-defensive mode, like muscles that tighten in anticipation of injury. This tension uses life force. It drains the subtle body. But when the curse is broken, those defensive postures begin to unwind. You may feel lighter, more open, more at ease in your own skin. Areas of the body that once held chronic tightness, especially around the solar plexus, heart, or throat, may soften. Dreams become more vivid. Intuition sharpens. You start to feel like yourself again, though. Possibly a version of yourself you haven't met in years. 2. Karmic threads dissolve. In many esoteric traditions, curses are viewed as karmic entanglements, energetic bonds formed through unresolved experiences, vows, or psychic debts. When a curse is broken, the contract is voided, not through force, but through awareness and spiritual law. Sometimes, this causes a shifting of relationships. People tied to the curse may fade from your life, or return with a different energy. In some cases, deep forgiveness is triggered, or lifetimes of tension are released in a single breath. This is not about punishing anyone, it's about restoring cosmic balance. 3. The psyche reclaims power. On a psychological level, a curse, especially one accepted as real, can create a sense of powerlessness, victimhood, despair. But when you break that energetic spell, something miraculous happens. The psyche begins to recalibrate. A new story forms, not of being cursed, but of being sovereign. Old narratives dissolve, your identity shifts. Suddenly, things you once feared begin to lose their charge. You begin to realize that the curse was never the final truth, it was a detour. And now, you're back on course. 4. Spiritual insight awakens. Perhaps the most overlooked effect of breaking a curse is that it often opens a door to spiritual awakening. When a foreign energy leaves your field, it creates space, and what rushes in is often light, awareness, connection. People report spontaneous moments of deep stillness, encounters with their higher self, a sense of clarity about their purpose, their past, or even their soul lineage. Because breaking a curse doesn't just remove a burden, it often removes a veil. This is why, in many traditions, the removal of a curse is seen as an initiation, not just into freedom, but into responsibility. Once the energy is cleared, you are no longer operating from shadow, you are standing in the light. And from this place, you must begin to walk differently, to speak differently, to guard your energy with greater care. Because here's the secret most don't realize. Once a curse is broken, you become harder to curse again. Why? Because curses feed on fear, victimhood, and disconnection. But once you've reclaimed your field once, you've stood in your own power and felt the shift, you no longer vibrate at the same frequency. Your energy becomes incompatible with lower intentions. Your aura becomes like a mirror reflecting harm back to its source, not in anger, but in truth. In the final part of this video, we'll explore how to apply this knowledge. We'll discuss real techniques to identify, break, and guard against negative energies, along with practices to strengthen your field and reclaim your spiritual sovereignty no matter what you faced. Understanding the mechanics of breaking a curse is powerful, but applying that knowledge in your everyday life, that's where transformation begins. Whether you're dealing with suspected negative energy or simply want to fortify your field, the following practices are drawn from ancient wisdom and adapted for modern spiritual seekers. 1. Begin with intention and sovereignty. Before any ritual, any tool, any chant, your intention is the first gate. Speak clearly and aloud, or silently within. I reclaim my energy. I release all interference, known and unknown. I stand in my divine authority now. This declaration isn't wishful thinking, it's an energetic reset. Like tuning an instrument, it begins the recalibration process. 2. Cleansing the field, energetic hygiene. Just as we shower to cleanse the physical body, we must tend to the energetic one. Use smoke, sage, palo santo, frankincense to purify your aura. Bathe in salt water with added herbs like rosemary, rue, or hyssop. Salt neutralizes stagnant energy and resets the emotional body. Use sound singing bowls, mantras, or clapping over your body to break up energetic congestion. Sound moves energy fast. Do this weekly or daily, during periods of heaviness or after intense interactions. 3. Cut and seal energetic cords. If you feel drained after contact with a certain person, or if someone lives in your mind rent-free, You may have an energetic cord. Visualize the cord. Where is it attached? What emotion does it carry? With loving intent, imagine a sacred blade of light cutting the cord. Seal the space with golden light or sacred symbols. You can also say, "Only love and truth may remain between us. All else is released." 4. Perform a curse reversal ritual. Simple yet potent. For curses or hexes, this simple rite is both symbolic and energetic. Write down any persistent issue you suspect may be tied to outside energy. Fold the paper and place it in a fire-safe bowl. Sprinkle salt over it and say, "What was sent is returned, transmuted by light. I claim my freedom this night." Burn the paper safely, visualizing the energy unraveling and rising as smoke. Let the ashes go into the earth or water. 5. Invoke protection daily. Once your field is cleared, guard it with intention, not fear. Visualize a shield of light surrounding you each morning. It can be gold, violet, or white, whatever feels sacred to you. Call on spiritual allies if you work with any archangels, deities, ancestors. Repeat, "I walk in light. Only truth may touch me. All else dissolves." This isn't about paranoia, it's about presence. 6. Strengthen your vibration ultimately. The best defense is a strong, clear frequency. Cultivate practices that elevate your energy daily. Meditation, gratitude, journaling, movement, or breathwork, sacred chanting or prayer. Spending time in nature, curses cling to low vibrations. But when you rise in frequency through joy, authenticity, and alignment, they can't hold. 7. Seek wise guidance if needed. If the energy feels too strong or persistent, don't hesitate to seek help from a trusted healer, intuitive, or spiritual practitioner. Sometimes, witnessing and support from another can catalyze what you can't yet shift alone. Breaking a curse is not just an event, it's a reclamation process. It's about remembering who you are beneath the interference. The moment you stand fully in that remembrance, no foreseen or unseen can bind you. A curse may feel like darkness descending, but its breaking is the return of the sun. Not a sudden explosion of light, but a steady dawn, a clearing, a deep, sacred exhale. In this video, we've uncovered what curses really are. Not just ancient superstitions, but energetic distortions fueled by intention and emotion. We've seen how they imprint upon the aura, twist the life path, and bind the psychonaut with chains, but with resonance. And we've revealed what truly happens when a curse is broken: a releasing of weight, a realignment of the soul, and sometimes the spark of awakening. Breaking a curse isn't just about removing interference. It's about reclaiming authorship over your reality. It's about recognizing that you are not helpless in the face of unseen forces. You are a luminous, sovereign being capable not only of cleansing your energy, but of shaping it with presence, power, and purpose. So whether you've sensed a heaviness around you or simply wish to walk your path with greater strength, begin now. Clear your field, speak your truth, stand in light. Because here's the most profound secret of all: you were never truly cursed. You were only ever called to awaken. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe, explore the other mysteries we uncover, and share this with someone who may need it. We are not alone on this path, and together we remember. Until next time, protect your field, guard your light, and walk as if your soul remembers everything, because it does.